the show for you today. It's essential, it's enjoyable, but could it be dangerous? Could what's in your kitchen be harming your health? Today we're going to investigate what's in your food. And what we've uncovered, it will shock you. And it's just not the soaring sodium and sugar levels that may threaten your health. It could be some other things that make your foods taste oh so good.
The most shocking thing about our food supply is how the processed food industry utterly controls what we eat.
There are chemicals everywhere in our food supply, and we don't know if they're safe or not.
I think the average consumer simply wants his or her food that tastes good, but really has no idea that there's tremendous science behind it.
As a chemist, I was really shocked that the same chemicals that I was using in my work in the laboratory were showing up on the ingredient list of some of the foods that Americans are eating every day.
They rely on heaps of salt, sugar, fat to make their products convenient, to make them low-priced, and to make them utterly, irresistibly tasty.
The science that I'm doing is not making people obese, it's making delicious food.
We are living in a food experiment right now. Our foods are so different from the way that they were just 50 years ago that if we don't stop eating these types of harmful food additives, it's going to be the demise of us.
You know, America, we do have a bit of a food fight on our hands. 2/3 of us are overweight or obese. Every 17 seconds, one of you will be diagnosed with diabetes. Cancer kills more than 500,000 Americans every year, and yet every year we spend more than $400 billion on processed foods. Why do we do that? Because they taste great.
Yeah.
And they are
easy.
And this is an industry word. They are engineered to taste great.
Oh, yeah.
For a reason.
And clearly,
you want your food to taste good.
They have some of the best minds, the best chemists, the best biologists, the best researchers. The food companies are paying them big bucks. It's their job to create foods that are going to suck you in, and guess what? It's working.
And why do these things suck you in? They're addictive. They are addictive just like anything else. You know, we have a bunch of props up here, so let's go through some of these substances that may or may not be addictive, and then we're going to talk a little bit about whether or not you need to worry. I would argue that the thing that we really need to worry about is too much fat, too much sugar, and too much salt in a lot of the foods that we're eating. But you have some examples, gentlemen.
I think people are largely in the dark about just how processed their foods are. 20 years ago, the answer to the question of whether or not those chemicals were creating health problems was very difficult to find, but today we know. Yet these food chemicals are still being used in the food supply.